Well, hello, friends. How are you doing today? It's me again, Deanna Fenton. I am here with this week's episode of Simple Steps to Online Success. And I'm hoping that you can see and hear me okay. Excuse me while I double check, because you never know. Facebook has been acting super glitchy lately. And I see myself, so I know at least you can see me. If you can't hear me, please let me know in the comments, okay? And speaking of the comments, there is a link in the post where you are watching this video that, again, Facebook being the big mommy, I guess, trying to protect us, I can't see your name if you post a comment unless you give StreamYard, which is what I am using to broadcast right now, unless you give them permission. So if you want me to see your name, then you can go ahead and click the link and I'll know it's you. Also, if you're watching on the replay, please go ahead and give me a hashtag so I know, can get a sense of how many people are watching later on, because I know this time may not be convenient for everybody. So also, any questions as you watch today, either live or on the replay, go ahead and post them and I will be checking for comments. Oh, in fact, I have one now. And so you see, hi, Julie. Julie gave StreamYard permission to show her name and face from her Facebook profile, so I know it's her. I mean, it's funny because sometimes, and she's giving me the all clear that she can hear me. Sometimes when you don't do that and it just says Facebook user, yeah, I just don't know who I'm talking to. So it's always nice to know who you're talking to. You have to excuse me. I'm still consuming coffee, even though it's 11 o'clock Pacific time, and it's usually around my coffee cutoff time, but didn't have a good night's sleep last night. But today, I'm going to go over a change that was recently rolled out by Kajabi. In fact, it was just rolled out to all users last week. And I've seen already from posts, both in my paid membership, which is the Kajabi Flight Crew Club, and my free Facebook group, Kajabi Kickstarters. A lot of people at this took them completely by surprise and they logged into their Kajabi account and suddenly the product creation screen had completely changed. And I know, I understand, nobody likes change. I mean, and let's be honest, the older we get, the worse it is. So I am working on learning a new tech platform to evaluate it, to decide whether or not it is something that I want to recommend to those of you who are looking for a funnel building tool. And seriously, I mean, it's extremely powerful. I do believe it's really good. But at this point, and me learning it as a tech person, it's very complicated. And it makes me, concerned to recommend it to people who are looking for simplicity. Now, if you are looking for design and control and the ability to do a lot more with your funnel building platform, it can be perfect for you. But it is just amusing that the older we get, a little more set in our ways, maybe. I don't know. It's just one of those things that I am noticing that I'm starting to get a little more cranky in my old age. Okay, enough of this babbling, because I know you didn't come here to listen to this. So today, the product creation screen. Now, I joked in my post that you can't say I didn't warn you, because over the last month or so, there's been at least 2 Facebook Lives where I've done overviews of product development cycles and some of the changes that were coming, as well as something I'm going to share with you right now, so that you don't get blindsided by things like this. And that is, Kajabi has a section in your settings. I will show you where it is in just a moment, where they're allowing you to turn on certain planned changes. They are things that Kajabi is working on that are still considered in beta. However, they're allowing their customers to activate it so you can test it. And again, Kajabi is not asking everybody to beta test their new updates, but it's a good way to stay on top and ahead of the curve on things that are going to change, as well as new functionality that may be very valuable to you in your specific use case that you may need. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick and remind you where to look. So in your lower left-hand corner, you click on your settings. You remember this. This is where you control your site details, your marketing settings, your third-party integrations. Same place. Come down in the middle section to the very bottom, and you will see something called Labs. If you click on Labs, hang on one second. I want to hide that banner so I'm not blocking anything. There we go. Labs, if you scroll down. So first of all, so these are all pending updates to Kajabi that are available now. If you enable them, if you turn them on, you can start using them now. They're not live for everybody. Usually these things, what they are doing is trying to do sort of a controlled rollout. So those of us that are early adopters who jump in, as soon as we can to new features to try them out, we jump on it right away, but you may not. So you may see that this little toggle button on any of these is grayed out. If you are interested, and you can toggle them on and off, so you don't have to live with it if you don't like it initially. You'll ultimately have to live with it, however. But, like right now, many people have been asking for the capability of limiting how many times an offer could be purchased. So you are going to open up a group coaching offer and you want to limit it to 25, well, then now you can go in here and you could say this offer is only available to be purchased 25 times. And you just turn it on and you can do that. And that will be under your offer creation. Same thing, if you want to customize the text on the setup fee, because maybe you don't want to call it a setup fee, you want to call it an onboarding fee or deposit, reserve your place by putting down anything that you want to use as a setup fee. You can now customize the text to call it whatever it is you want. The double opt-in form customization, I talked about this quite a bit. I do suggest if you're going to go with double opt-in, you want to turn it on now and start setting that up, because it's going to be much more effective for you to try and get contacts who are that need to double opt-in, to get them to double opt-in. The pixel enhancements, if you're going to run Facebook ads, remember last week I talked about what you need to do. And one of those things was a suggestion to set this up so Kajabi can send data about purchases and opt-ins on your Kajabi site direct to Facebook. Anyway, and now there is a new people page, which honestly, I've been using this one for so long, it doesn't seem new to me. It seems old. the reCAPTCHA and adding website pages. You could check all of these out, read more about them, try them out. If you don't like them or you see a significant problem, there is a link right here to give feedback, that you can give feedback to Kajabi's product development people on any problem. So what we're going to talk about today was in here. So if you had turned it on and tried it out, you would have probably seen this probably a month or two ago. It seems as though I've had it, seems like I've had it quite a while. So, because I go in there and I turn all this stuff on, right? It's my job. Okay, so let's go back here real fast. And, okay, I thought I had a banner, but I don't. So let's go back and get going on this. So this is what really freaked people out over the last week. I think this was enabled possibly this past Friday, because I know one of my members in the paid membership was concerned because she went in there. She had a new course that was going to start on Monday. She just wanted to go in there and make sure everything was ready to go. She got in there and this looked completely different from what she was expecting. So this is the new product screen. Everything from looking at all of your products to adding content and setting up is slightly different. And this is one of those things, I think 2 weeks ago, I did a Facebook Live where I said, you know, who asked for this? Because some of the changes that are happening, you know, seem to be sort of a surprise. They're not significantly like something that I know people are asking for, like limiting the number of offers that you can sell. I have seen tons of people request that. That made perfect sense to me because a lot of people were saying that was something that they needed. I don't know that I have seen or heard people saying, I need a new product creation screen. However, we have to remember that Kajabi has been growing by leaps and bounds. It is now a 6-year-old. This iteration of a Kajabi platform is 6 years old. What they did back in the beginning, 6 years ago, they are looking to try and make the user interface more friendly. I think once you work with it, you may find it is indeed more friendly. That doesn't mean the initial shock doesn't make you freak out and say, oh my God, now I don't know how to do this. But their goal is to make things easier. Really, I promise you, that is the intent. Now, for example, when they changed the people screen, which you may not have, but I have, the way that they show segments and the way that they allow me to segment my people, all of my email list, it is a lot easier. It is much clearer, but I won't lie. When I first saw it, it was a bit of a, you know, it was a change, and it was something I had to go through a few times until it became second nature. Same thing with product creation screens. So here are some of the advantages. Okay, the first thing you can do is you can organize your products on this screen by a different various sorting techniques or options. So here right now, what is selected is the product that has the most members. So you could do it that way. You can do it A to Z. So simply alphabetical sorting by the name of the product. You can do it in reverse, Z to A. Not sure why, but you can. Newest, oldest, recently updated. So if you've been working on a brand new product, just click recently updated and that sucker is going to pop up to the very top. Now this is interesting. And I think this is, again, this is one of those little things that once you see it, you're probably going to say, okay, that's really useful. And it's two parts. One, you can sort your products in the same sequence as they appear in your members library. Okay, so you can look at this and see that these are the products. My membership product in this example is going to show up at the top in the library. Now, here is the second part that you may really like. Up here, you can determine what order the products show in the library. So let's just say you have a ton more members that are in your, let's just say the online course. And you don't want them to have to scroll down to the bottom because it's the majority of your users, right? Majority of your students. You can hover over the two bars till you see the little hand, click and drag that sucker up. Now, when we go into the library, that one is going to be at the top. And again, only for people that own that product. But this is a really good idea because you may want to make sure that you have them in a certain order. You could do it because you want them in a certain order because you want your students to go through that course, those courses in a specific order. So you can control that now. So, I mean, come on, that's not so bad, right? So library sorting is really important and really cool. Sorting by, again, the library order, you might do that just to identify how are the products showing up in the library right now before you go into library sorting to do it. Now, same thing, you can decide, do you want newest, oldest, recently updated? So I'm going to choose recently updated. Interesting, it put online course in there, even though I really didn't even open that. I just moved it. So now that's recently updated. Can I say that I don't know that I like that? So the other thing is, the reason why I sorted it by recently updated is that I want to show you, using an existing product, how the actual creation of the product is going to be a little different. I want to draw your attention to the leave feedback here. So if, like me, you didn't like the fact that just the fact that I moved online course in the library, put it into recently updated, I will leave feedback on that. I will say that's kind of stupid. That serves no purpose to make that recently updated just because I moved it and reorganized my library. Don't like it. Okay, membership product over here, 3 dots. Remember, we can preview, we can edit our details, we can manage comments. So you also see up here, we have manage comments. If you enable comments on your product and you want to check and respond to comments from students, you can do it there. You can also clone that product if you want to use it as a starting off point for another product. And of course, the ultimate delete button. So we've got that. To go ahead and edit it, I'm just going to click on the product name. And again, this also is really what set people off, because looking at this the way it is right now. Now, here was the advantage, is it left this screen the way I left it when I finished editing a little while ago when I was setting things up for this demo. So what that meant is I was working in the Start Here category, also known as module. So it left it open. So I can see these are all the posts. But what normally is going to happen is you're going to see all of the categories closed. And this kind of freaked people out because they said, oh my God, where are all my posts? Right? So, a couple of things. Up here, you've got expand all. Click that. Everything drops open. You can see every category and you can see every post. The alternative to that, you see, and now I just collapsed it, is you can click this down arrow, which expands each category. So I can toggle that, open it up, and collapse. Expand, collapse. And I am hoping to God that you can't hear the leaf blower outside my window right now. Anyway, I really hope you can't. Julie, if you are still watching, anybody that is watching, can you tell me if you can hear that? Because I don't want to get up and shut the window if I don't have to. Anybody? Just, can you, is the audio okay and you don't hear any background noise? I'm also going to let Ryan know to cut this part out when he puts it on YouTube. Okay. You people are not answering me. Okay. All righty. It's okay. Let's go back and share the screen and forget about this for now. And he stopped. Okay. Back. So once again, you can expand everything. You can collapse everything. You can expand individual categories and see everything in there. Now, edit details, that allows you to edit the title, your description, the product thumbnail that will appear wherever it's mentioned, you mention this product or you link to this product as well. And if I go back to the outline, and see, they refer to this now as an outline, which makes sense, right? So you've got your categories and your also subcategories in some cases and your posts. The customize takes you to actually customizing the product theme, which is not your content. That is specifically the design of the product. And you could see down here, I have Lagunitas, and that is the product theme that I'm working with. Of course, the same thing down here, you can customize the design part, and you can also preview it. So this is just a preview of that particular product. Now, important, don't click back to admin because that takes you completely out of your product screen. Just click the back arrow and then back here to customizing the actual content. It shows you, this is also new and an improvement, which is it shows you the offers that are linked to these products right here. So if you need to make changes, whether it's to the offer or to the product and its offer, you can do it right here as well. If I go back to the outline, that's pretty handy because if I'm working on the product and then I want to go add the offer, I could do it right from that screen. So I don't have to go over here to sales and then to offers to do that. So, okay. Members, you could see how many members and access who those members are in the people section directly. Always can keep in mind you want to use this back arrow so you're not exiting and finding you've lost the product screen here. Just keep using the back arrow. Now, more are, again, shortcuts. You can manage comments. Once again, people that are leaving comments on your product. If you want to create announcements, which I always recommend, you use announcements to communicate with your students or members within a product. I do that every week with my membership because that information shows up as an announcement in the product. It also, I tick the box to send it as an email. And even if people have unsubscribed from marketing emails, they will get the email for an announcement. So that's a really important thing to take advantage of. View the progress, how far people have gone through your product. And again, cloning is right there as well. So now we've got our categories. So this is the part that is new and that is confusing, which is now what you want to do is if I wanted to add a new post to the Start Here category / module, I click Add Content. Gives me the option to do a new subcategory or a new post. So I'm going to say my new post and create it. And you see it drops me directly down here. So it just kind of dropped the screen and it's putting the active, because you see how it's highlighted here, put the active right down here to this post. This I am not necessarily a fan of, but if I remember correctly, the old product screen used to do this as well. It immediately makes it a draft. That's probably the safest option, but to me, it's a little annoying. If I want it to be published right away, it's not going to be there. But again, you click that drop down arrow, you can publish or you could delete the post. So now we're going to edit that post. So I click the little pencil. Here is all the post details. Now, this is new. Remember, we used to have a button or a kind of an icon up here at the top that said video, and we had another icon here that said assessment. Now, you can either choose to have no media attached, a video, and then there's the screen now, or the section to add your video, audio. So now remember, Kajabi recently also added audio functionality to pages. So this is interesting because you could have always added audio into a product. But what happened is you had to upload an MP3, which is the audio file, as if it was a video, and then it would play in the video screen. So sometimes you'd want to put a thumbnail there so they just didn't see this arrow, right? But now it specifically has an audio option, and you can pick the file to upload the audio. And then now assessment. You can either, and from here you can create a new assessment or you can select an existing one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. Then the rest of this is all pretty much the same. You can add your downloads. So if you had a PDF workbook that goes along with this post, you can add it right here. This, of course, is a new upload screen. This has been available, I noticed it maybe a month ago. Same thing. It's very similar. You could upload from your device, from Dropbox, Google Drive, or using a URL. You can also, open up a folder and click and drag on here as well. And we'll go back and do that on something. But this is where you would add your downloads and automations. So if you wanted to add an automation when they completed the post, let's say once they completed the post, you wanted to give them something new. You want to grant them a new offer. If you want to add a tag, if you want to register them to an event, send an email, any of those things, you could do that. Like sending an email, maybe that's one where you want to create a certificate and you want to email something to them. Anyway, so all the automation. Same thing here, whether you want comments visible, hidden, or locked, and uploading your post thumbnail, and then of course your published and turning it on to publish. And of course you can always preview. So remember, I'm using the Login theme, so we're seeing this, and of course there's no content, so it looks pretty boring. But let's look at it from this standpoint. If I was going to do audio, and I just happened to have recorded and put an audio file in here, I can go ahead and upload that. And we've got our queued for processing. I'm going to click save. I don't know how long this is going to take. It was a super short file, so. And now you can see here too, your audio actions. You'll be able to look at your stats about how many students listened, and you can download the audio right here, which means they can also download the audio. Okay, well, queued for processing. I'm going to go ahead and hop in here and upload an image. And one thing I want to talk about real quickly is I always recommend you create a folder, whether you're using your hard drive, Dropbox, or Google Drive. If you are uploading lots of video, I would recommend you do it on Dropbox or Google Drive, because that will speed up the uploads. That's part of the reason that audio is kind of slow right now. I did it from my computer. That's always going to be the slowest upload for you. So what I did in this product creation folder is I created a folder, and I would do this in Dropbox or Google Drive also, for every module. And then under each module, I have every post. And under every post, I have all the assets that belong to that post. So what would I have here? I would have the image for the thumbnail for the post. I would have any download files, the PDF workbooks that go to this particular post. I would even have a copy of the text that I might put in the post. I would have, you know, a Google Doc, a Word doc, whatever you choose to use for your documents. I would keep all your content in the order that you're going to upload it from Kajabi. And that's because I am always trying to be organized. So if you need to update a download, so you change something, you need to upload that the download file, you go directly here, remove the old one, add the new one, and upload it. So it just makes it so much easier to control that. So I was going to go up here, and let's just say I'm going to grab this thumbnail and save it. This is also new, so it's also me trying to remember all the stuff. So little super easy hint is your post thumbnails and any of your product thumbnails are 1280 by 720, which is exactly what YouTube thumbnail dimensions are. And you can go to Canva and find a bazillion really cool looking templates that will fit right here. So I am going to take this and go ahead and save it and publish it. And let's go ahead and preview it. I don't know if the audio is going to be ready yet. Oh, yeah. Even though it said it was still processing, it looks like it's here. So this is good to know. It's putting this little image here. So that might dictate how you want to set up your image for this.
Hi everybody,
and see they can click on that, and then they can go ahead and listen to the audio right here. This is weird. It says download video. So that's another feedback I might give Kajabi, right? Because it's not a video, it's an audio file. Okay. So once again, it's fairly straightforward. So if we want to create a new category, use the blue add content. And so now we've got my new category. You add your description, same process. We'll go in here and we'll grab that, put that in there, upload. I don't like there's 2 clicks. Did you see that? So I had to click twice for it to actually upload. And I'm going to create my category. So it drops down. Remember, drops down. If you want to reorder anything, hover over the 2 lines and just drag it right up there. Now to add your subcategories and posts, you click add content here, create our new post, create the post, and it drops me here. The other thing that is really handy, so let's say I'm all the way down here. Let's get out of that. I'm going to add content to content number 3. Sorry, I'm going to click the pencil. Sorry, I am going to add content because I want a new post. Here we go, new post. I'm going to say 3-1 post. Create the post. See, it drops me right down here. So that's really handy because now when I add the next post, so if I want to add another post, and this is post, it drops me down. What used to happen is it would throw you all the way back up to the top, which was annoying if you're trying to work quickly and efficiently and add your content down here. And then handy back to the top button if you need it. So remember, I showed you, I'm going to collapse these different categories. If you need to move a category, hover over the 2 lines, drag it. And if I expand, I need to reorganize my posts, hover over the 2 lines and drag them up and down. I will tell you, just doing this demo for you, I'm kind of going, okay, this makes sense to me. Always remember too, you have your option. They're going to be draft, and you can change it to publish, and your categories or modules are where you can drip and you can lock a category. That means you can lock a category that people cannot access it until they complete the last post of the previous category, or you can set up your drip and you can set the number of days from the time the person starts that they can access this content. Okay. Oh, Julie said she could hear it. Well, now it's stopped. See, the gardeners normally work on Mondays, which is why I created Thursdays as the day I do my Facebook Lives. And then somebody's gardener decided to work on Thursdays. Rats. Okay. Julie asks, what would be an example of why you would want to use an audio instead of a video where videos are kind of the popular thing now. Well, guess what? That used to be the case. And actually, audio is really, really catching on. Now, obviously, for somebody teaching something visual, like what I do with a lot of screen sharing, audio doesn't make any sense. But if people are teaching other things that don't require a visual aspect, you're teaching meditation, or you're teaching, sorry, I'm drawing a blank, but there are a number of things. So let me tell you, which is interesting. Kajabi is doing this right at the time that Facebook is now actually going to get in the act as far as creating audio content. And it's almost like a way of kind of competing with podcasts, that now this was something new. I've only heard about it about a couple of months, that Facebook is actually going to put some emphasis on creating audio content. There are also now platforms that will take your course content and create it almost like a podcast, so that your students have access to a private feed of your lessons on audio. And for example, Amy Porterfield has made this available to the new DCA students that just started did they start in April or March? Anyway, they have access now to the DCA content as audio files. So if that was something where, as we all know, podcasts have been so popular and more people are listening to podcasts, and it's just because you can take it with you and you're not stuck in front of a computer. You can listen to it while you're working out. You can listen to it while you're cleaning the house. There's all kinds of advantages to audio content with the right topic, right? So again, doesn't work for the people that I'm trying to reach, because you guys need to see what the platform looks like and where to click. But if I was teaching something, even about email marketing, I could teach and talk about creating a nurture sequence, and you wouldn't have to necessarily see my screen. You could listen to me discuss the steps on how to create a nurture sequence for your email list. So that's it. That's why. And it's interesting that kind of the trends that are happening in course creation and how we distribute content to our audiences. So if you're interested in learning more, I can show you. This is the platform, I believe, the platform that Amy is using for DCA. I happen to know the woman who's the co-founder of this company. Oops. I guess that's not her. It's called Hello Audio. There we go. Oh, it's helloaudio.fm. We get your content into their ears. Easily create private audio feeds your customer can listen to anytime, anywhere. So that's kind of the latest thing, right? You take your course content and you make it available as an audio feed. So that's it. So anyway, that is it for the product creation updates. Love it or hate it, it's what we've got. You can't turn it off. You can't revert back. I had several people ask that. Can I just turn it back so I can do this one thing? No, it is what it is. I do want to let you know, if you enjoyed this video and you want to stay up to date and you want to see some of my very detailed how-to videos in shorter chunks, go to my my YouTube channel. I would always send people to deannafenton.com/YouTube, but sometimes that link doesn't work. If you go to YouTube and you just search for my name, you'll find the channel right there. If you are interested in my free Facebook group where we talk about Kajabi, look for Kajabi Kickstart, or you could go to facebook.com/groups/Kajabi Kickstart and join the group. We'd love to have you join us. Right now, I'm broadcasting live on my page in the Kajabi Kickstart group, as well as my paid membership, the K Flight Crew Club. If you have any questions, first of all, you could post in the comments. Would love to circle back, answer any questions that you have, or you can contact me at deanna@deannafenton.com. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think. And until next week, this is Deanna Fenton, and take care. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.